Welcome to your first Designer's Dish. My name is DuVäl, and I am here with my favorite interior designers, my colleagues, my mentors, my High Point Market drinking buddies, and we are here today to dish about all things interior design. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get us started and kick us off with doing our introductions, and I'd love to start with the amazingly talented, award-winning designer, Pamela Harvey. Yay, Pamela! Pamela and I have known each other for about 10 to 15 years now, and over the last couple years, we've been getting very close because I have actually been going to Pamela about all things design and business. So she is now one of my closest mentors. With that being said, Pamela has one office here in Northern Virginia, as well as one in St. Petersburg, Florida. When you guys take a look at her social media, you're gonna see that she has some modern design meets traditional. She has classic silhouettes with timeless pieces, and she never disappoints when it comes to pattern, texture, and glamour. So before I move on, I don't wanna put you on the spot, but if you guys get a chance, I'd love you to take a look at her social media because one of her houses was featured in House Beautiful in Florida, and it was nothing less than enviable. So I am so proud to be sitting here next to one of my closest designer friends and mentors, Pamela Harvey. Yay!
Wow. Thank you, DuVäl. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here too.
Yay.
And I would like to introduce one of my favorite designers and a good friend of mine, Christopher Patrick. And Christopher Patrick has a design firm based in Alexandria, Virginia, and services the DC metropolitan area. And he and I became fast friends back in 2015 at the Designer Show House in McLean, Virginia. And Christopher designed a moody master bedroom retreat that was one of the highlights of the show house. He enveloped the room with charcoal walls and used drapery to disguise the room's awkward windows. His unique style was brought into play in this space by using a mix of both modern and traditional design elements. The bourbon leather tufted bed is still one of my all-time favorite pieces. And not to mention, we turned an empty closet in the master suite into our own designer speakeasy.
We sure did. Yep. And that was one of the highlights of the design house that year, which we still talk about to this day.
We do.
And thank you, Pamela, for that. And Pamela's the one who introduced me to Erika Bonnell, who is another one of our award-winning designers who's a part of our team. And we met in High Point, North Carolina at the furniture market, and we had a fabulous time on the roof. Erika's trademark style is approachable glamour with no-nonsense attitude. And she works out of Virginia as well as servicing DC and Maryland, and she has an award-winning business that has been featured both nationally and locally, so you guys have probably seen her before. Give this girl some color and some pattern, and she will make a whole new space for you. It is fabulous. So without further ado, Erika Bonnell.
Yay.
Thank you, Erika. Yay.
We have had some very memorable times, I do believe. So my turn, I get to introduce my always smiling and always full of positive energy, cutie patootie friend, DuVäl Reynolds of DuVäl Reynolds Design. DuVäl is a residential DC designer on the rise, being named as one of the region's hot talent and one to watch. You can see DuVäl's energy and talent displayed beautifully in his must-watch YouTube series, DuVäl Design. Trust me, each one of these episodes is loaded with fabulous nuggets of insider information and plenty of entertainment. DuVäl is always an inspiration to me and oftentimes a sounding board when I need to talk through issues that I'm dealing with in my own business or just need a little pick-me-up from somebody. I'm so grateful to have him in my inner circle. So, DuVäl, get this party started.
Yes, here we go. All right, guys, we got through those intros, so, now we can all relax. Okay. So we have been talking about this for months, guys. We've been talking about this in emails, on text messages, phone calls. We met in the office, and we've met more than once, trying to just get here today to meet with you guys again to talk about all things interior design. And we've been wanting to just share our information. We've all been in design for so long that we just feel like we have a few nuggets to share today. Sounds good?
We do.
All right, so I do not want to waste any more time. I want to get you guys started with our first question, and I'm going to kick us off. Is that okay?
Do it.
All right, so the first question is, which I think I'd like to know, what are your thoughts as far as the misconceptions of interior design? Everybody knows what our industry is about. Everyone knows about what interior design is. However, I do believe there are a ton of misconceptions that people have. So what do you guys think some of those are?
I would say, I think oftentimes I find that clients think that we can just pull out a design out of a hat, that we have just standards that we submit to each of our clients, that we don't consider what their likes or dislikes are, and that if we're doing a kitchen, then we've just got a basic kitchen design that we've already got ready, which is totally not the case. So I would say that each of us really caters to each of our all of our clients and takes their personal style and what they're looking for into consideration when we're looking to design a space for them. And so that takes time. It also is an investment in terms of finding the right pieces, finding what works for our clients specifically, and it isn't just a cookie cutter design that we come up with for each client.
Yeah, that's absolutely true because every client is different and every house is different. And I think that there's not just one answer. There's of course not one answer for everybody. And I think it's our job as designers to take our clients' individual style and taste and like push that to the next level.
I would say it's not glamorous. Maybe 20% glamour when we go to High Point or go out to dinner or go to an event. 80% hard-ass work. I mean, we are schlepping, we are sweating, we are stressed out, we're managing people's budgets. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Misconception, I feel like I'd piggyback on you. People think that we just walk into any room and you have your idea already come up. Like you already have your idea in mind. I don't know what size sofa you need. I don't know which color window treatments I'm going to put up. I don't know which lighting we're going to install at that point. We process what the clients are asking for. We process what the budget is. We process what's the feasibility, the availability of the product. We think about all of those things first before we produce a design versus just saying, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do in each space. You guys agree?
It's custom.
It's all I think that's the best way to put it. It's all custom. And so that's how we can cater to each one of our clients. So, but with misconceptions and people having these ideas of misconceptions, of course, for those watching, why would they hire us as interior designers? Like, why would someone want to hire Erika Bonnell Interiors or Christopher Patrick Interiors, Pamela Harvey Interiors? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think that we bring a lot to the table. I tell my clients, we do this, most of us are doing this 40 to 60 hours a week. Every week. And, I've been in business for well over 20 years. So there's just so much product knowledge that we bring to the table that I don't think that clients are able to ever be able to do what we do on their own.
No.
And, we're not making the same mistakes clients make. I go into so many houses where the client has decided they want to go shopping and, they've bought all these pieces.
Oh, boy.
And then you start laying out the room.
Oh, boy. So it's happened to all of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that, most of us have a solid plan before we start shopping. And it's not the first thing we do. We're not shopping for our clients right away.
Correct.
We've designed the space. We've thought about the millwork, the molding, the lighting, and, the spatial relationship between everything before we start shopping.
So true.
And also, I think one of the trappings of doing retail versus working with a designer is also just the standards that I feel like retail pushes onto to our clients, which is, you might have a certain size sofa that is pretty standard, or you might have, it comes in these basic colors that appeal to the masses, but isn't necessarily what our client's style is. And so what we come in and do, and so often I've seen within my own projects, is being able to customize furniture and spatial layouts that suit their needs and what's going on with their space. So one of the things that pops into my head right now is a client who had purchased a sofa that's 84, which is a pretty standard size sofa. And really to maximize their space, I wanted to take them to a 108 or a 9-foot sofa. And that's just not something that you're going to walk into any retail space and be able to find readily available. So little things like that I don't think our clients often would think of on their own can make a huge difference in how your space feels and works for you.
Impact. It makes a huge difference. I agree with that as well. And I think that one of the reasons why people hire us mostly, well, I guess you guys have been featured a ton of times in national magazines, regional magazines, and what they see is concept that's been developed versus just a piece here and a piece there. They're not just seeing the furniture sitting by itself. They see a concept, a storyline, a narrative for that
Big
space.
picture.
Big picture. And that's why they hire us, is to create those big pictures. And what I always tell my clients, there's a difference between a designer designing it and a client designing it. A client will always go in and say, I like this piece, I like this piece, I like this piece. And designers are stepping back to say, the concept is this, and we're gonna make everything fit into that. And does that make sense?
Right.
And then I've seen, we all know, like when you watch HGTV, that someone will always walk into the room inevitably and say, I would have never picked that artwork.
That's true.
I would have never put that chair in this room, but it worked in the room.
Every project I saw.
Every project, because
project.
when we as designers create the space, we process the concept and what works in the space, and that's what the end result becomes. And I think that's a major difference on trying to do it yourself versus hiring one of us.
And time.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, let's talk about
gosh.
it. We all have teams of people that work for our clients full time to do this. It takes time.
Yes.
I mean, there's hours spent researching to find product. Especially now, we've got so many challenges with availability. And, a client has a deadline, holidays. Entertaining for
gosh.
holidays or having a Christmas party. We have to figure it out. So it takes a lot of time to develop the design and to find the product, order the product, manage it, the whole thing. It is a full-time job for a lot of people,
And then much less one person in the design industry.
yeah.
We have everything at our fingertips, and
fingertips.
it still
And it's
is
still-
a
it's like never enough time, right?
It's still never enough time.
Yeah.
So
Gosh.
that is awesome.
It is always still a challenge, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So DuVäl, what do you think makes a great project?
Oh God, are we starting with me?
Yeah.
What
just
makes
you.
a great project? Oh man, I like any project that has a great budget. That's the first thing.
You said it.
An agreeable client as well. So I think that always makes a great project. I think as far as a project and not necessarily like the client themselves, a great project is one that it can be executed to the extent of our concept. Once I can just go from concept and design, and I can get all the way through to installation, to the accessorizing, to getting my lighting done, making sure the last paint was completed, that's an ideal project for me. It doesn't mean I have to like the style. It doesn't mean I have to like the client, but an ideal project, an ideal project for me is one that if I really worked hard for creating a concept and I was finally able to execute to the end, that's what I want. That's what I would say.
I like all my clients, by the way.
Yeah, all of my clients, all of them. What do you think?
So I've had a few projects in my career that I think are amazing, and it's always really about the whole team, and it's the team of a good collaborative architect, a builder that works well with you, and the design team and the client, and that we can all four really come together collaboratively and do and service the client. And the person that always wins at the end of that is the client.
Absolutely.
The client every time.
So for me, a great project really is a good alignment with personality. For me, I do enjoy when my clients and I really get along and we kind of see eye to eye. A budget that's realistic is super helpful. And I don't know, I think that's the biggest thing. So for me, when you get along with your client and you're on the same page and you're kind of in a groove and everyone's understanding expense and costs and all of that, I'm happy. Everything else we can figure out.
I think so often a good project is also a good client. So I feel like they really go hand in hand together. And the really what is beneficial for me is a client that is able to trust that what I'm envisioning is going to work out for them, and they allow me to do what I do best, and then that produces a really good project for them in the end.
Yep, 100%.
Yep. What are your worst installs? Speaking of projects and dealing with clients, what have been your worst installs over the years?
Let's see. Well, there's always, not always, some installs, knock on wood, go seamless.
Yes.
That's a good day.
Yeah,
when it
that's a
happens.
good day.
That's a good day. And you're just like, whew, thank you, hallelujah. But let's see, we've had a few that did not go well. We had one about, I think it was last fall, maybe right before Christmas, where I wasn't at the job site yet, but my senior designer met the truck there that had all of the custom cabinetry for the newly renovated master bath. Cabinets were probably a 12 to 16 week lead time.
Ooh.
And so when the guys were bringing the cabinets down, the weight, I guess, wasn't balanced properly on the lift gate. Guess what happened?
Oh, geez.
And that, folks, yes.
You know, there's nothing like seeing your custom cabinets falling off a truck.
Oh my gosh, that is the worst.
Oh,
That's
it's horrible.
the worst.
Yeah.
That's like
I
hitting
think,
your stomach.
I think one of ours probably came from one of our first installations. You know, when you're a new designer and you think you can do anything you want, and just because someone makes, a table in this size, you think you can get it in any other size, right? So we were doing a bathroom installation, and we did a wall-mounted faucet, and it was the first time I've ever done something like this. So I found one that I
Those
loved.
are
Tricky.
Well, I found one that I loved, and it was amazing. And so I was like, yeah, we're going to get that one. And so we ordered it, of course, and it was not cheap at all. And so we go to install it, and when we put it on the wall where you have the sink, the faucet literally came past the sink.
Oh, no.
I think it was a tub faucet. So we put a tub faucet on the wall, and so it went past the sink. It was literally the most embarrassing thing I'd ever done.
Wait,
Shipped the wrong faucet.
And the plumber installed it.
And they installed it. So of course, we had to eat the cost of replacing
Right.
that.
my.
Obviously
Oh,
we're
yeah,
not going to do that
of
to our
course.
clients.
Well, yeah.
But I learned my lesson there to always check your sizes, check what you order, and that's why, kids, is why you hire an interior designer.
Yes. I've had a couple of issues too. Go ahead. I want to hear.
Oh, I just was to Pamela's point earlier about cabinets. I've had cabinets come in the wrong color.
Oh.
So, of no fault of our own, just something that had gotten mixed up with it, and it was like the nomenclature was wrong on whatever the paperwork was, and it was off by one number.
Could be one thing.
One number,
One thing.
and then it came in a completely different color. I wasn't on site, so the clients were calling me like, this isn't, I don't remember us ordering. I thought we were doing sort of white kitchen, and this is looking a lot darker than that.
Did they install them?
No, so it was just, everything was being delivered.
Okay.
So then, of
good.
course, you're freaking out as the designer,
Yeah.
crap, did I do
no.
something wrong?
Yeah.
That's panic. And you start looking back through
Yeah,
all the
you're like,
paperwork,
where's that email? Where's that email? I
Please
know
don't let me
that.
have transposed the number. We've all felt that.
Yes.
That's an
And
expensive mistake.
That is an
That's a big
expensive
one.
mistake. But these are the little things that we deal with
Yes.
day to day
Yeah.
that, you don't think of. And so often I think clients are expecting everything to be seamless, but there's
Yeah.
inevitably some sort of issue that pops up, whether it's big, you've waited 16 weeks for your
Yeah.
cabinets to come in, or, something a little more manageable, like you just installed the wrong faucet. We
tub
quickly
faucet.
swapped that out.
I think mine were a little bit more like yours back in my earlier days. I don't know. I swear I still have these issues at times, so I don't want to say my earlier days.
All of it.
Because always. But it's the panic of before you get to an install, oh shit, is this going to fit through the door?
Right.
Because I've done a
Yeah.
couple
Oh,
of
yes.
Up
I've
the
done
stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've done some smaller spaces, some townhomes, some older historic homes, and the first one was for a single guy, and he just wanted this big, cozy sectional. It's like, we're going to get you a big cozy sectional, buddy. I'm on it. Found him a big cozy sectional. You guys saw the Friends episode with Ross.
Yeah.
And he's like, pivot. That was me sweating and yelling, pivot. Get that damn sectional up the stairs. We had to take the railings off of the stairwell. And I tell you, I was back there. I was shoving that shit up the stairs. It was going. And then we had a historic house where we ordered a born settee for a woman's. And they have that thing coming up the middle with the seating all around. Well, I didn't account for that big thing coming up the middle.
Yeah, that's a big piece.
And trying to fit that through a doorway. Yet again, come hell or high water, that thing was getting in that way.
Yeah.
So it did, but let me tell you,
We've had to do like a lift and bring it up the
window.
And bring it up through the window before.
we didn't have that option.
I've had to get a furniture repair person in to take the legs off of a piece to get it through a doorway so that we could get it. Thank goodness those clients will never move that piece out of the house.
Well, the good thing with the experienced designers, now we have all those things, a lot of those behind us, so we know what not to do.
Right.
Yes.
You're double checking those measurements.
And we are problem solvers by nature. I mean,
my God.
we
Well,
will figure it out.
Well, and a lot of time, most of the time, it's not our fault. The issues that happen on install are really rarely
mine's my
our fault.
I mean, I'm going to tell you straight up. I will
We
own
just
it.
have to fix them. I did have once, I don't know if I want to tell the story or not, but we did a condo in on the beach. And so I used my normal team for the countertops, and they're driving, 2 hours to get there, and I'm driving 2 hours to get there. And for some random reason, they decided to leave at like 5 a.m. and they were there super early, and they're waiting on me. And I said, well, the guy at the front desk can let you in, blah, blah, blah. So by the time I got there, maybe, I don't know, an hour and a half later, they had taken out the countertops in, I think, 3B. And put these countertops in 3B, but our countertops were really for 2B. And the guy at the desk just happened to let him in the wrong condo.
To the wrong house.
And they were, stacked, so the dimensions and everything were identical. So it fit.
Okay.
That's
Fit. That was
I've
not
never
an
done that
issue.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine.
Never do that again.
Yeah, there was a lot of yelling that day.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, talk about panic.
So I have a question for Pammy. So Pammy has a lot of experience designing her own home. She has several of them.
Several of them.
And well, right now she has several. She's had many in the past, but now she has several. So Pam, do you find it challenging to design your own home?
Oh my God, it's. I think all of us can agree. It's probably the worst because we see new stuff, every week,
so
every
hard.
day, and it's. I think it's the hardest job that we have because there really becomes like a lot of times our clients we can't get out of our own way.
Yeah.
And you overthink. At least I do. I overthink everything. But I did decide not too long ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I said to myself, I'm like, you know what? This has gotten to be ridiculous. I do all these great designs, and I feel like, we're the shoemaker that never, finishes
That's me.
anything.
Yeah.
And so I did sort of make it a point to finish, my own house so that, I get in
They're
bed at night
amazing.
and I have a perfectly made bed now.
Amazing.
They are amazing.
And I think it's really, really, I think we should finish our own house, but a lot of us don't.
Yeah.
Well, we're our own worst critics at times. So
Yeah.
Terrible.
we're constantly judging and looking at something which so often I'm having, my assistant or a friend of mine saying, but is anybody else going to see? Like, are they going to see it the way that you see it? Like, you're obsessing over this tiny little thing, and nobody else has even noticed that piece in the whole room.
Yeah.
And I think that can also be a challenge in decorating our own homes, where we're just obsessing over some of these tiny little things that nobody else is going to notice.
But when we do notice them, I feel like we can't stop noticing them.
Absolutely.
You
It's
cannot
the only thing
unsee
you ever
it.
see.
You cannot unsee it. No.
So my issue is time.
Oh, yeah.
So
good point.
I'll say my issue is time and money.
Good point.
When I have the time, I ain't got the money. And when I have the money, I I don't have the time because I'm too busy working.
That is
so.
awesome.
That's good. I like that.
That's true.
Look,
It's
facts are
true.
facts.
I mean,
Facts are facts.
right?
Yeah.
No, we have a saying at the office, much like what you're talking about, like we obsess over things. It's either our problem or the client's problem.
Right.
And if it's not the client's problem, it's our problem. And sometimes we just got to get over our own problem.
True.
But
that's true.
I mean, I agree with all the sentiments, but I do want to ask, because I did bring up the fact that the house that was done with House Beautiful, how did you approach that? Because that was designing your own home. How did you
Yes.
approach a full house? That's a little
So good.
You know, because I mean, I'm interested in how you did that.
How I designed the whole house.
Yes, just how did you
Threw
approach
up all
it?
the fabrics. She's like, these are the winners.
She's like, I never designed it. What are you talking about? You did the house. It is the most difficult thing for us to
is.
design our own homes. How did you
And
approach?
I will say that was probably the first time in my own house that I actually did it more like a real project. Like I did real floor plans. I gutted the whole first floor pretty much almost down to the studs.
Wow.
So we had to do real drawings, for, the cabinet maker, for construction. So we did all. So basically the short answer to that is I had a real plan, just like we do for our clients. And I think when we're in our own house, we'll do little bits here and there
Yeah.
as we have time.
True.
I try to do that too.
Don't come to our house.
Some keep stopping it.
That's awesome. All right, so we're talking about houses, and so I'm obsessed over the house. Do you guys have any houses that you're obsessed over? A favorite TV house, movie house, something you've seen in the past, something you've seen recently that you guys are obsessed with?
I do. Mine is a little old school.
Okay.
So, Big and Carrie's Manhattan apartment, once they were married in the movie, is
Wait, is this Sex in the City?
to die for. It's Sex in the City.
Ah.
Yes, everything about it. The moodiness, the colors. It's very eclectic, very fashion, just super cool.
Didn't
Have
she
you seen
have?
it?
Didn't she have an amazing closet, Carrie? Didn't she have like some super amazing closet?
She always has an amazing
I feel like
closet.
I saw like a sound bite or something of her in the closet. It's like a white closet.
Yes.
As far
I
as
think that was the
apartment.
house they didn't get because they
yeah.
were on the
Which was
rock. There's a
awesome.
they were a little drama. So
Yeah,
know,
that's
right?
true. A little on
The
again,
kitchen
off again.
had that blue Heath ceramics tile. That's the relief tile. That's so gorgeous.
See, you know what I'm talking
I know exactly
about.
what you're talking about.
the Holland
There was the Holland
secretary that I do have in my bedroom for real.
Which Big put a TV in, and
do you
I
want to
don't
borrow
know.
it?
I don't
Yeah, I
Listen,
don't
I've
know
got
about
one.
that.
It's in my North Carolina home.
Okay, we're good.
I don't think I have one. Do you have one?
I do have one.
A
I have a
Holland
lot.
secretary?
No, I don't have the secretary. I don't think. But I do have a favorite. I have a lot of them, but one of my recent favorites is I just recently finished watching Succession
Okay. Yeah.
on
Uh-huh.
HBO, I think, and Shiv Roy's Manhattan apartment is just so well done. It's just chic. It's elegant. It's simplistic. And it's probably very much my style, and I just love it.
I need to watch. Now I need to watch it.
I
know.
I
Just
have
watch
no
it for the-
idea what,
I have no
what
idea.
you're
the
talking
interiors.
about, but listen,
It sounds
sometimes
good.
that's all we do is watch it for the interiors.
That you're 100%
If you're
correct.
talking about shows
I
to
could-
watch, though,
Listen,
Oh,
Netflix, Selling Sunset. Have you guys seen it?
oh yes.
Have you seen it?
I've tried because you told me to watch
you
it.
should
I
see
loved
it.
it.
I'm
On
trying.
recommendation.
I'm trying.
I'd say if I had to choose, it'll probably be one of the houses that they sell, obviously,
that's
but
like,
I mean,
That's crazy.
ideal. $45 million. I mean, it's just
You go for the real estate, baby.
that's what I do. That's what I do.
gorgeous.
Yes.
Those are some nice houses.
So, Pamela, you were talking about some of the pieces that you use in your home. What are some of your favorites?
Let's see. Some of the favorite things I like to use in a lot of my projects. I think, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
I got nothing.
I mean, clearly, Erika and I love Holling's secretary.
Yes. I have so many favorite things, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm a light fixture. I
I
like
was
cool
gonna
light
say, I love
fixtures.
light,
I
yeah.
like cool wallpapers.
Obsessed.
Give me a little velvet.
Oh, yes.
Done. I'm good.
Oh my gosh, I feel the same way. Wallpaper is ideal. wallpaper is ideal for us at this point. I think I use it on every project. I mean, I always like deeper neutrals, so I'm going with the deep. Oh, actually, for us, I think one of the most important things we introduce is black. I almost introduce black in every project
So do
at
I.
some point as an accent or as a statement.
That's a staple.
This
That's a
makes
staple
sense.
at this.
Do you like black?
Listen, who would have ever
Do you wear
guessed?
black?
I think we do that as far as like what we put into houses. What about you guys?
Pam?
Still don't.
I would
What?
say.
Oh, I still got nothing. No, I do.
So one of my favorite pieces is a day bed.
Really?
Oh, I love a day bed.
Recommend.
I love a day bed. I think they, especially now with all of these open floor plans, I
Yes.
think it's a great way to bridge two spaces together. Or if you're working with a home that has a really large living room or great room, I think it's a way to create more intimate spaces, but keep the flow very open. And so
That's a good
often I have my clients tell me they don't want it.
Yeah.
And then they get it in their house, and it ends up being their favorite piece.
But day beds nowadays don't look like the ones that were the
Right,
wrought
the
iron.
old-
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that.
They look
That's
completely
true.
different.
Yeah, I just did a floor plan and we did a day bed because it was in front of windows and I didn't want to block the windows, but yet I needed a sizable piece of furniture for that end of the room, and we custom sized it so that where it went up was where the drywall was, and then across the center where the windows
pretty.
were, it was
That's
all
good.
low,
Yeah,
so
that's
you
perfect.
kept
That
that,
was really
Yeah.
nice.
kept that path of vision.
Yeah.
You can do that in front of a fireplace, or as you're walking into a space, so that you're not getting the back of a sofa, but still have that good seating. I think it's a very flexible piece of furniture.
I think.
Oh, I was going to say everybody had such great answers, so the only thing I would add to that is statement pieces of art.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite
That's
things.
kind
I
of-
mean,
yeah,
you can
absolutely.
tie everything in the room together with a couple of great pieces of art and really make everything work.
I'm gonna add to that what I think that a lot of clients don't choose to add, that I find that they are either a little not resistant to, but they're a little hesitant to do, are window treatments. And when I'm talking about window treatments, not just blinds, not your top down, bottom
Yeah.
up, not shutters, but like drapes and
Drapery.
heavy drapes. They're always concerned that, oh, it's gonna block the light. I wanna keep the light in the house. But we find that every room at this point, we're pretty much adding the window treatments for pattern effect, for visual effect, for softening the space.
Acoustics.
Acoustics,
I don't
everything.
think I've ever done a project without window
Right.
treatments.
It
Yeah.
really finishes a space, and
Yeah.
I've had a client a bachelor who, he was not interested in
Yes.
drapery.
Uh-huh.
He felt like it was a unnecessary addition. But as soon as we put those in and he saw the space as it was with the drapery in, he's like, oh, I get it now.
Huge
It's
impact.
finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a huge
He
difference.
trusted you, so that's
It
great.
warms
Did
up the
trust-
space.
And it's fun. That's a funny story because he later told me, he was like, I was just going to let you put these up and then I was going to take them down after.
So he didn't trust
He
you
didn't
that much.
exactly trust me.
He had a backup plan.
Listen,
He had a backup plan.
But he learned that I was right.
Yeah.
After, yes. Once he got them up and it was beautiful,
What a nice
and he,
guy.
yeah,
He was going to
loved
let
it.
you put those
He was
up,
going to let me put them
Yeah.
up.
and then he was going to take them down.
And then he was going to take it down behind my back. But we don't want
That's
to talk
okay.
about that.
You would have never known.
Wait, before we go on, because I know I don't want to belabor this, but another thing is probably accessories. I'm shocked. Clients are usually shocked after we style
Yeah.
it slightly to show them how much of a difference a little centerpiece can make, how floral arrangements can change a space. They will then understand it, like the window treatments. But how many times have we gone on the projects and they're like, I don't want to spend the money for that. I don't want to put extra money into accessories. As soon as you do it, they're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Brings
I
the
get
whole
it.
room to life
Well,
sometimes.
it's the
bring
jewelry,
It's the jewelry.
It's the jewelry.
It
It's
is
the
the jewelry.
lipstick.
It's finishing touches that really make the room special.
Yeah, for sure.
Anybody want to talk about their favorite cocktails? I know Erika does a post every Friday on
Yes, we got to keep it interesting.
Instagram. And
Kick off
it's
the
always
weekend.
it's always one of my favorite on Friday. I always look forward to it because she always comes up with an interesting way. Like I love an old fashioned, and I think a couple weeks ago it was a twist on making an old fashioned.
Yep. So I don't actually drink every single one of those cocktails. Just so you guys know. Yeah, so you want to talk about favorite cocktails?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty simple, I think. I am a classic martini with a twist. I can't do sugary drinks. I don't know about you guys, but give me something strong, stiff right off the bat, no sugar, I'm good to go.
I'm a lemon drop martini all the way. Sugar rim, but put it in a rocks
He
glass.
likes it a little sweet.
That sugar
A
rim.
little sweet.
But put it in a rocks glass, make it look like a pan straight. That's the only trick I have. What about you?
Well, if I had to pick one drink that I had to, that was the only one I could have, because I think I have a lot of favorites. I would have to still go with my Grey Goose Cosmo.
Yeah. Okay.
The Cosmos
That's
are
a classic.
good, but
That's a
they have to be
classic.
light pink.
They have to be light pink.
Light pink, not too dark.
Not too dark.
Yep.
I would say I've got a recipe for like a gin cucumber, like Tom Collins style drink that is delicious.
You might have to share that.
I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's more of a summery drink, but I'll drink it during the winter. Don't hate.
It sounds refreshing.
It is. It's very good. And I love gin. So anything, gin martini, gin whatever.
Gin,
We'll
and
do
you
it.
apparently love fashion because that shirt is saying it's so much right now.
Listen, a little leopard is a neutral. I don't know if people
Yes.
have gotten on board with that yet.
Leopard is a neutral.
Leopard is
Oh,
a
yeah.
neutral.
Oh, yeah,
It
that's a
is.
good point.
I think it is.
You can throw it onto, it works with all different types of colors. It can just really, you can throw it into anything. You've got to be very careful with it because sometimes it can look a little trashy.
It's not for just old ladies from
It
Jersey.
can look a little
It
trashy.
can look a little trashy.
A little trashy.
Wait, okay, wait. Wait, speaking of that though, because like, I mean,
Speaking of trash.
Speaking of
As it looks in you. That shit.
I don't know where he's going with this.
This is abuse.
DuVäl, be careful.
I don't think she's trashy.
Just her shirt.
Oh, that's awesome. No, so okay, I actually didn't really think of leopard print or cheetah print as neutrals.
Yeah.
What do you? I
I
mean,
think
that's
it's a
such
neutral.
Yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's
Print as a whole, I think, yeah.
I think that's a great point because most people would find that just to be in like fashion and clothing. What do you guys think about how fashion and clothing affects what we do as interior designers? Because it does, because we still have upholstery and window treatments and our sofa cushions, etc. What do you guys think about how fashion meets interior design as a whole?
I would say we see the overlap all the time. And
Yeah.
sometimes we're taking inspiration from what we're seeing that's walking down the runway. I could think
Yeah.
of like a Bottega Veneta bag that has it's got a leather sort of like woven texture to it that I've seen pop up in like a Philip Jeffries wallpaper.
That's true.
Yep, we're seeing Chanel tweeds that I've seen
Yeah.
pop
Yeah.
up in
Beautiful
I
like,
love
place.
those.
like a
Those are
Romo
so good.
fabric has been doing Chanel inspired tweeds that I love a good texture, or a boucle that's going to be on a furniture piece and really tie a space together. So
Yeah.
that's one way that I've seen fashion inspire the interiors.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think color trends are kind
Yes.
of very much tied to fashion. So Erika has probably one of my favorite palettes on right now, which I call it kind of that bourbon color, black.
It's trashy. But it's okay.
Bourbon black and cream, I think
She's
is
not in it,
really.
though.
I'm not wearing it today, but no. No, but seriously, I think that is
I
a
love it.
huge color palette right now, and I think it's coming back. We're starting to see the browns come back in design.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For
And-
sure.
Totally. Browns and reds.
and
Yeah.
black, yeah. And so I feel like that's really those warmer, kind of earthy colors are really starting to come back, and I feel like this fall winter we have seen so much of that.
You've always
Already.
liked a lot of brown, though. I feel like I see you in brown. Like that's kind of a color you go to. Khakis
I
and-
like taupe.
Okay.
We
yeah.
call her the taupe queen. At
So,
times.
yes.
Yeah, like you definitely
Yes.
have more neutral tones you wear.
I had a girl, one of the girls that worked for me for a long time. If they were picking things, they were bringing it in to show me. They were like, "Oh, it's taupe. She'll like that."
Yeah, it's funny because your rooms are so vibrant, but your
Yes.
wardrobe is very different. What do you think about it? Same with fashion?
So, yes, and I do think we probably all look at our clients' fashion in
For
deciding how it is. Like, that's how I get to know someone. We are all like so observant, I think. That's what we need to do so that we can understand our clients so they wouldn't know to tell us that, you know? So
Right.
we look at what they're wearing. So oftentimes you see people kind of wear the same colors all the time. So it says so much.
Yes, black. Who's bringing black into his interiors as his special?
Yeah.
It's what I do. It's what I do.
let's take it to our next thing. Let's do love it or hate it.
All right.
So what we're going to do is there's all kinds of little things in here that might be trendy or whatever. So we're going to pull a piece of paper out of there, and we're all going to rate whether we love it or hate it.
All right. Sounds
So
good.
here we
Let's get
go.
started.
First one, open floor plans.
Oh.
This is a good one for what's going on right now with COVID. So I'm going to say I hate them.
What?
I like spaces. I like to be able to go somewhere and shut the door and not hear my kids and personality and all that. I'm an introvert. I need a little space to myself.
Oh no, love it, love it, love it. I love it all day, every day. You got to see those kids running around the house. You need to know where they are. Love it.
No, you don't.
I'm with DuVäl. I love it as well. I just feel that most people live in 2 to 3 rooms of their house, and I think those 3 rooms should be open.
Yep.
I hate
What?
it. Sorry. I feel like so often the builders in our area are just taking out all the character from these DC homes.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get these open floor plans, which I think can work with some homes, but not everything. And so I like having the character of these individual spaces.
Oh my God, I would not have assumed someone else would have hated open floor plans. All right, my turn, my turn. Let's say mixed neutrals or that grayish vibe. All right. Are we choosing one or the other? Or are we just hating and loving all of it?
It's the same thing.
The
Mixed
same
neutrals,
thing.
gray
I'm
vibe.
gonna
It's
say-
the same thing.
I still love it. I don't know. I'm good for a monochromatic palette. I think it can be it doesn't necessarily have to be the same grayish tones. You can do something that's gray based with a blue undertone or a brown undertone. Still love it.
I might be ambivalent.
There we go.
I don't have a strong feeling about it either way, and I do think that a lot of times it can look really nice when you mix the grays, the beiges, and the taupes and the creams, because then you're creating a more interesting palette. But then I was in a model home the other day, and I walked through, and I was just like, oh, that is 4 floors of boring townhouse.
Yeah, that's true.
Hate it.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
I'm with Pamela. I think I've just seen so many things that have been done wrong, and I'm wanting the color. I'm wanting the rich. Even if we're going something neutral, I want us to think outside of what is typically considered neutral. So whether it's a navy or a rich green, something that is a little different and is bringing some spice into life.
Or leopard print.
Or leopard,
Wow.
because leopard is a neutral.
So
Leopard is a neutral.
us trashy leopards, we hate it.
What?
Yeah, but you know me, I'm all about color.
Yeah.
So I can do neutral only if we have to, but really our heart is with color.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
All righty. And next up,
Uh-oh.
tassel fringe.
Ooh.
So tassel fringe, I think, is making a comeback.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say ambivalent again.
And actually ambivalent isn't even an answer.
It's love it or hate it.
Exactly. I'm going to say I love it in small doses.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really negative right now.
Debbie Downer.
I'm a Debbie Downer in the group. No, I'm too.
You're tailored.
Yeah, I'm too tailored for a tassel fringe.
Okay.
I like clean, crisp lines. I don't. It's very rare that I'm going to throw a fringe on much of anything.
Yeah. Okay.
So with Pam, I also haven't used tassel fringe in years, but I am loving it again. I feel like it's time for it to come back around. It's time for change. Bring it in.
I think I'm gonna love it. I would never probably. I would probably
I'm
never put it
shocked.
into a project myself. But at the show house, the Aspire show house, I think it was Jennifer Stoner, the designer out of Richmond, and
Yes.
she did those tassels on those dining chairs. Isn't that considered like a
That
tassel
was fringe.
It was
Yeah.
a fringe.
Yeah.
Stunning, and it just made me want to introduce it more because it wasn't it was still a statement piece without it being like gaudy or awkward. Done so well, it just kind of changed my mind on it. Right now, I'm loving it.
There you go.
Good deal.
All right.
Next one. Shake it up.
Let's see what's going on in here. We've got no upper cabinets in the kitchen.
Oh, that's a good one.
I am loving this trend. Yes, my first love. No, I think so often it can just sort of, again, going back to the tailored, clean look, I think it can open a space up. It can clean it up. And if you've got the space, let's eliminate those upper cabinets and let's put some storage somewhere else.
He obviously doesn't have children. So I love the way it looks, but hate it. There is no way. I'm cooking dinner every night and grease would be all over my dishes that are on the open shelves.
Yep.
So give me those upper cabinets, baby.
Oh, I'm just going to pause this right there. We're saying just no upper cabinets. We don't have to do floating shelves. So windows in front of instead of cabinets.
So are you saying I can't answer that one?
No, I'm just saying, like, I just want to make sure that does that change your mind?
Well, I didn't know it was going that granular.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
I think I'm going to have to go with Erika, and I hate it. I think most of our clients have kids. Most of them are battling the issue of storage. Where do I put things? And I think just from a functional standpoint, I would always give them upper cabinets. Aesthetics, I understand, like if we were to introduce, a window, but floating shelves, I think some of it can be overdone, even though I like a modern farmhouse. Look, I think I'm just going to have to say pass.
Yeah. As much as I love the look of
They're
it,
so
I
cool looking.
have to pass because
You are so opposite.
I've done it. And who wants to hunt in their drawers for their
Yes.
glasses?
Yeah. Yes, good point.
I got a
Good
ton of
point.
shit to hide.
Good. Good point. Good
I'm
point.
an open
Company's
book.
coming.
I'm an open
Throw
book,
it in the
just-
cabinet.
Throw it in the cabinet.
Okay.
One more round.
All right.
Let's see, what could this be? Mixing metals.
Oh.
Okay, that's an easy one. Hell yes. Love it. No explanation needed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Love it.
Love it. Do it all the time.
Yes. Yes.
I love it.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
we
And
agree to
guys,
that.
don't you guys have people ask you all the time, can I mix
If
it?
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also think that we were in a time period before where it wasn't okay.
Well, yeah.
And so everybody was just stuck to your brush, to your satin nickels, and you just stuck to your Aura bronze. Now it really is. You can do it on anything.
I think, but I do think there is some thought involved.
Of course.
Oh, you have to do it well.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to do it well.
You have to hire a
Yes.
designer because only they can do it.
Facts. All right.
JK.
I'm not kidding. So, okay. Ooh, this is a good one. So, what do you guys think of love it or hate it? Plantation shutters. Okay. I hate them. I hate them so much. I still don't like the way they look. I think if you're doing a traditional design, I understand it. I'm just not a fan of it at all.
Hate it. I have always hated them.
I do not like them.
I've done them many times, but you know what? Once you put the thing up, even fully open, 30% of your light
Yeah.
is already
It's
gone.
Your house is
not
dark.
a good
Light
idea.
is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I've already given mine away. I hate it. I just think, I think the reduction in the light, I think there are better options in terms of what you can do to add privacy or reduce the light or whatever, and then they're just difficult to then dress with
Oh, yeah.
a
And you can never
drapery.
open them
Yeah.
fully.
We're unanimous.
We're unanimous, 2 in a row.
Hate them. We take them down all the time.
All the time.
You know,
Yeah.
why do it?
Why do it?
There's no light in your house.
And they're expensive.
What?
Oh, guys,
They're so
guys, look
expensive.
what's coming.
Ooh, cocktails.
So we have a Cosmo.
That would be
Right
me.
here.
That was a workout.
Yes, thank you.
Is it Manuel?
Manuel, yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's me. I already know.
I can see it from here.
I can spot that baby.
Mine has the sugar rim, sir.
And all the lemon juice.
Give
Yes.
that man the sugar
Thank you
rim.
so much.
Sugar rim.
Another tea.
Yes.
Oh, that looks,
That looks
good.
really good.
Yum.
Listen, a gin dirty martini, nothing better.
I think we need to do a little cheers.
Yeah.
Blast.
Cheers,
Yay,
guys.
cheers.
Cheers. Don't spill.
Don't spill.
Not a
Don't get that
drop.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick second to thank our lovely host, Del Mar Restaurant in DC. Located at the District Wharf, it features authentic seafood fare and flavors from the coast of Spain. The robust menu includes tapas, raw bar, charcoal grilled fish, seafood stews, and a variety of rice dishes. Yes, paella. As you can see, the space, not to be outdone by the menu, is a feast for the eyes. A visit here will feel like a mini getaway with walls of windows to drink in the views, vibrant coastal hues, and layers of textures and patterns carefully selected to transport you. We are actually situated in the Nautico Room, which is a special dining nook featuring a grand round table, dramatic wood moldings, encasing historic maps of Spain, surrounding a central faux fireplace and a spectacular signature light, the perfect setting for our first designer's dish. Keep going, guys.
All right.
Oh boy.
Love it or leave it.
Leave it, love it, hate it, list it, whatever.
We're
leaving it.
We're done with it.
She's ambivalent.
This is a good one. Bold colored or patterned appliances.
Okay.
I think in a small dose. Like I love a French range in a color.
Yes.
Or maybe a hood. But I think that's as far as I would go. So that would be maybe a love it.
I think it's a love it.
I love it. I think same with Pamela. I think doing it in a small dose, the range hood. I don't know that I would go as far as to say the refrigerator, but depending on the space, like a modern farmhouse. Maybe we throw in a black refrigerator
Yeah,
or
leopard.
I love it.
a navy refrigerator or a neutral.
Just a neutral.
A neutral leopard.
But yeah, overall, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it quite a few times, so for sure, love it. And like Smeg, didn't they do a whole
Smeg,
collection
yes, they
of
did.
patterned appliances? I think it's really cool, so I embrace
They
it.
had their pastels, etc., and they came up with some darker colors.
And patterns,
But
yeah.
I think you hit it on the nail on the head. Small doses. I probably wouldn't have said this a year ago, but at this point, I'm loving it.
Ooh.
I'm loving it.
Wow.
Yeah, for
We're all
sure.
in sync.
Somebody's growing. Oh.
His style is so good.
Ooh, faux flowers and plants.
Okay.
Listen, I
Listen.
do not have
Listen.
a green thumb, but I still hate it. I do. I think I think they're tacky.
He's obviously has a different answer.
And I would rather see no plants in there at all, or something that's definitely more hardy, like a succulent or an air plant or something that could really, but live. I think the spaces need that.
Yeah.
100% agree. Hate it. And I actually think that's on my Instagram bio. That
It
I
is.
love fresh flowers. I mean,
Fresh
fresh is the only
flowers.
way to go, people.
Yep.
Love fresh flowers, love fresh plants, use faux plants constantly. So love it. Especially for your people, your busy professionals who do not have time for it, people with kids who don't have time to run around and water their plants and their trees. I think it is such an easy way to introduce color, life, and then just texture to a space. All for faux all for it.
All right, this is going to surprise you guys, and I only say that I love it
Yay!
Oh.
because I do a lot of second or third or however many houses
Yeah.
people have, and you know what? If they're gone for 3 months,
Exactly.
True.
and I do feel like every room does look better with something green.
Yes.
I really do.
Do you love how they just agreed with you but did not agree with me?
Did that
No one
happen?
noticed that? I noticed it. I noticed
Well,
it.
because she talked about
Her point was
she
valid.
talked about multiple
My point
houses
is
and
valid.
vacation homes. That we understand.
There are services for people who are just busy.
I can water my plants.
That is
and
very
have
true.
children.
There are.
Yeah,
That
I've had
is true.
clients who use
That's a good point.
services
That's a good
to
point.
That
Bring
is
fresh
true.
flowers
bring
once
fresh
a week,
flowers
once a
or
month.
water their, they've
Yeah.
got
Exactly.
Oh, you're right.
the
Well,
fiddle
and-
leaf fig that they can't keep.
Oh, and you
Listen,
can replace it.
You can't replace
Yeah,
it.
you gotta keep
Get an
replacing
orchid.
those things.
That's like
Oh.
a fresh flower that you can
True.
just change every
And I don't know,
month.
but I don't keep fresh flowers all the time. But when I entertain, I make sure that I
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much stock.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
usually keep some in the kitchen all the time
I
because
try to
it
do
just
the
makes
kitchen.
me feel better.
It does.
We have one more. Can we finish it? Let's finish it off.
Let's do
finish
it.
it off.
Erica? Oh, no? Okay.
It's
I'll do
yours,
it.
baby.
Let me do it.
Do it.
Themed rooms.
Ooh.
Ooh, themed
You're up
room.
first.
No. I'm not into it. No, I want an organic space that feels like It's been well curated.
Yeah.
I don't need it to have a theme. I also don't like themed Christmas trees. This was not
Yeah.
on this thing, but I don't love a themed Christmas tree either.
Please do share. So yeah, I am in agreement. I don't like themed rooms. However, we have done some themed rooms in the past, and I always take the theme out of it and only include the theme in like artwork or something like that. So that's just a well-designed room
Yes.
with some things you can change of the theme.
What do you guys think I'm gonna say?
You hate it.
I think you
hate
love
it.
it.
Love it!
Oh my God!
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you
do
why.
it.
One, we're sitting in one right now. So for commercial spaces, I think themes can be very good. I think it can be transportive.
I agree.
It can take you to a different space and a different place and kind of create a mood that you were not going to get with just organic furniture. So I think in some spaces, I do love a good theme. I also think the theme doesn't have to be literal. So like the theme can have the color palette that you're trying to go for, or the mood and the lighting. It doesn't necessarily have to be like the words written on the wall that say what the
Yeah.
theme are. So I'm here for it all day.
Get it.
So I'm going to surprise you guys again.
You too.
He loves it.
I do love
What?
it. So
Pamela.
I love a good wine tasting room.
Yeah.
I love a good bar room.
But doesn't that function?
That's a theme.
It's
I
a
guess
theme.
a cigar room is a theme.
A
It's very
cigar
much-
room.
it's
We
very much
did a
theme.
house recently in
but-
St. Pete that had an underground bunker, and the homeowners played the whole thing up and did the whole like 1960
Yeah.
Cuban Missile
Yeah.
Crisis
Yeah.
vibe down there, and it was it was just fun and something different.
It was a feel. It was a vibe.
Yeah.
We had a basement that we did. It was like a gentleman's club.
Why not?
I've
It was
done that.
very
I've
much
done a
gentleman's club, and I felt-
speakeasy
Yeah, and I feel like that's
basement.
very much
Got a
themed out.
speakeasy.
We've done a speakeasy.
said you
It was
did
in- It was in the closet. It was lovely.
You did one.
I don't know.
Are they trying to change our mind?
They're trying to change it.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you
just
did
made
change your
some
mind.
valid points.
We made valid. We're sitting in a themed room now.
You turned this. You twisted it a little bit.
You did twist it.
you know.
Design is design.
little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
We were thinking different.
We were thinking different. I'm thinking like a seashell powder room.
Frozen.
Yeah, you guys have all seen it. The nautical bathroom. Why do all the
Okay, don't do
bathrooms
that.
have to be nautical?
Although we have one on our website that's not.
Oh wait, you do.
Hey.
We'll put that up now. I like
Oopsie.
it. I like it. I like it. All right, so we have one more little game that we want to play. That we have some mystery questions in this bowl, and we are going to choose one, and we are going to answer. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Y'all ready?
No.
Go? I don't know. Okay, so I will
We'll
start.
see.
I'm going to start, and I'll pass it to you.
Alrighty.
The question is, the favorite Netflix binge. Easy. Selling Sunset. That is the easiest binge I've ever done.
That is 2 plugs for them tonight.
Yeah, that's some. Hey, if you guys need an interior
Hashtag selling
designer.
sunset.
You'd like to move to LA?
Oh yeah, I'll go.
I have to say this sounds really boring, but I will say if you have not watched it yet, The Great British Baking Show.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay, the Brits #1 are fantastic.
we've watched
Listen.
7 seasons of that from the beginning ones.
Okay, I need to
So
watch that.
good.
I haven't watched
So
it.
good.
I love it.
You've got a good crumb. Yeah.
So good.
I'm going to have to go for Schitt's Creek.
Oh, that's mine.
Listen, sorry.
David.
Oh my
David.
gosh. I love it. It had me at season
Love it.
1, and
Oh,
then I stayed
It's
through
my
all the week. And I
favorite.
had to buy season 6 because I couldn't wait for it to come
Yeah.
out on Netflix.
Me too.
Yeah,
We should have watched it too.
Is
We
it
should've
yours?
watched it
That's my
together.
favorite. I mean, but hold on. So I just during COVID finally watched Downton Abbey.
Really?
Oh,
Is it
Downton
good?
Abbey's
Oh,
very
it's
good.
Oh, it's so
I've
good.
I've never seen it.
It is
So-
so sad when it's over.
I was so sad, but I watched the movie.
Who's
But
seen, I was going to say, who's seen the movie?
Schitt's, I had to watch it right after because I
Yeah.
could watch it because everything had already been
Right, 'cause
done.
you've
But
already
done it.
for sure, Schitt's Creek is my absolute
Yeah.
favorite.
So good.
And then Downton Abbey.
They totally deserved all the awards that
Oh,
they
yeah.
won. Mhm.
I love them.
Yeah.
All right, my
All
fault.
right.
You're going to have to watch it.
You haven't
Okay.
watched Schitt's Creek?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Downton Abbey.
David.
Okay, David.
Okay.
You, Dave.
Next up, what is your late night jams when you're working late? What do you like to put on and listen to? Is there somebody that motivates you when you're working late at night? So I hate to say this because I get made fun of for this all the time. It's Dave Matthews.
Oh, really?
Well, let's go to the next question.
I just can't even see that at all.
You can't?
No, I can't.
I can't see that either.
I love Dave.
Don't
Get
say
it.
that out loud.
Get
I'm
it,
just kidding.
girl.
He's awesome. He's awesome. He's awesome.
Isn't it funny how our music choices are such a personal thing?
Yeah,
that-
It really is.
My recent one is Taylor Swift's new Folklore
Oh,
album.
I love that too.
It's so good.
I
And it's like the
listened.
more I listen to it,
Same.
the better it gets.
I haven't listened to it.
It's deep and kind of moody though.
Yeah, it's moody and it
Okay, I
gets
need to
it's
listen
like
to that.
not too hyper because I need something that's a little mellow while I'm working because otherwise I get really distracted. But it's just moody enough and it just has enough beat and the lyrics are
They're good.
yeah.
I have to write these down. I feel like I'm sorry, I don't work late because I get my
Down at
shit done
6.
during the day. Time management, people. Just saying. But when I do listen, I have a playlist. I have a work songs playlist. Is that cheesy? But it's everything from The Killers to Blondie to Duran Duran to just things that make me feel good.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably wouldn't listen to music. I listen to like rainymood.com, so it's a thunderstorm. I listen to that to just like wash out all the noise. For the most
He's
part.
emo.
Me falling asleep.
And
That's
that
what I
motivates-
listen
that
to.
motivates you.
I am a little emo though.
He's
yeah.
emo.
I think
That
I'm a little
white
emo.
noise.
Yeah, it's just a good thunderstorm and I really loudly and then I
Where's
can
the
work
black
for-
lipstick?
And a quiet walk on the beach.
crying about things I can't change in my life. This story of my life.
Oh, y'all are a mess.
That was good.
What time do you start your average day?
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good question. I usually get up around like 6:30 and I'll answer some emails, maybe get some breakfast started, and then I go to the gym and then I come back and start working out or getting my...
Your whole day is working out.
All I do is work out.
You went to the gym, but then you're done, and then you come work
and
out.
then I come work out.
Yeah, I'm with you. Erika.
So I am also a 6:30 riser. I have kids at home and a dog, and so it's a whole lot of like stuff to do in the mornings, and then I leave my house so that I can focus on the things that I need to do, and I need to figure out how to get the workout back in.
Yeah.
That's still a struggle, but
What would you guys think that I am?
I think you're a
an
super early
yeah.
riser.
Really?
I already know you're an early riser because you be
4
calling me
a.m.
at like that.
4 a.m.
What have you been doing? I've been up for 3 hours.
I'll text him at 7 o'clock because I know he's up. I'm like, hey, what do you think?
I get up at 5 every morning.
Yeah.
5 every morning, and then I'm in the office by 5:30. So I get up, I get my stuff done, and I'm in the office.
What
and
time
right
does
away.
Sarah get up?
Well, Sarah works crazy hours. That's my wife. So she works crazy hours. So she gets up with me, and then I get situated, and then she'll go take a nap. with
Who's
me.
dictating the hours here? I really feel like it's Sarah that wakes up and she just gets DuVäl up. I think that's what happens.
And then
No.
so we start pretty early, and then I actually pretty much get up on Saturdays and Sundays around 5. And I
Ooh.
get up and I work.
Okay.
Yeah, I get some
I
work done.
think
7.
that once your
No, the
body's
weekends are
trained
good.
to get up early, and maybe
Yeah.
it was having kids go to high school back when they had to be there at 6 a.m., but I'm up by 5,
Yeah.
and I'm typically in my office by 6, and my favorite time of day, which sounds really crazy, is from 6 to 9, when
Yes.
nobody's
In the morning, the
Oh
morning
my
is
gosh.
beautiful.
It's
Yeah.
and I just
ideal.
have
Yeah.
that quiet time to be super focused on what I really need to accomplish.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. One more?
Thank you.
Thank you. I thought I did
Thank
myself.
you. That was my question. Thank you. That was the one that got chosen.
Both of my questions got removed.
Okay,
funny.
last one. Ooh, golly, this is a hard one. Who would be your dream client? Oh, that one is really hard. David. He could be. I don't know. I'm not good at these type of answers because
Dream
yeah,
client.
that's too much
Do you want
to
to come
think
back
about.
to you?
Yes,
Maybe
come
DuVäl
back to me
goes
later. I
first.
need to think.
Oh God, I don't even know.
Well,
This is a hard question. Whose handwriting is this?
That
would be-
It's not mine because both
That
of mine got removed.
Is that you?
Duval, this is your question. You don't even
I don't even know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Said start with DuVäl.
Wait.
I
Okay.
think somebody.
No, it's
No, it's got to be
Real
a
life
person.
Yeah, no, I think somebody like. That's what I was getting at.
I'm looking for a designer.
I know this is crazy,
I
and
think
I
you're
don't.
good.
This would never happen but I think someone like Tom Ford, where he's so tailored and everything is so perfect.
You would want to design.
I would
for
want
Tom
to. I would
Ford?
want to put together something like that for someone
way.
that knows what he wants. He knows exactly where he's going, and that whole black on white and just very clean lines. His aesthetic for his home may be very different than the way he dresses and his line. But somebody like that, I would love to design a tailored space for sure.
That's a very interesting answer.
Yeah, it's
That is
very
a good
unlikely
answer.
from
That
my
is like
clientele.
pressure.
Yeah,
I
that
would
is
be
pressure.
way
Designing
too
for a
intimidated.
designer.
I wouldn't mind the pressure though. I think I
I'd
like
be
the
so
idea.
intimidated
I wouldn't
to
do
design
it.
for Tom.
Because I
There's
think
no
I
way.
think a client like that has a very clear understanding of where he wants to go, and that's where I would
Maybe
want to
too
take.
clear.
That's a good point.
Right. He's
That's a
going
good
to
point.
bulldoze you over with all of his design ideas.
He's going to design it, and you're going to be his helper.
And I'll get credit. I'll get credit for it. I'm good with that. Love it. Love it.
No, that is.
I love
Who
it.
do you think?
I don't know. That's a really hard
That's a
question.
hard-
I was going to be funny and say Dave Matthews.
Bungalow chic.
Good answer.
I don't know if that.
He has a winery in Charlottesville.
Oh yeah.
there you
Okay.
go.
Whoa.
Well, he's from
That
Virginia.
may be likely.
so-
Oh, is he?
He's from
Yeah.
South
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Well,
that.
born,
Oh, is he?
but he grew up,
Originally,
I think,
yes.
yeah.
I
I
don't
know everything there is to
I don't know
about
anything
Dave
about this guy.
Matthews.
We say
I
stop.
don't know anything about him.
No, I don't. A real person, I don't
That's
know.
hard.
Yeah.
That is kind of hard.
Dead or alive?
Dead or
You know?
alive?
That's a
What
good
would you
song.
think?
Share.
Michelle Obama.
Share.
Yeah. Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama just seems like classic, beautiful.
And
She's
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
A little bit. I feel like we could be best friends. Michelle Obama.
Call me.
My DM.
DM.
But yeah, I think she would be a really fun
That's a good
person to
answer.
work
That's
for.
a good answer.
And
That is a good answer.
I think the relationship there would then really facilitate the working
Yeah.
relationship.
It makes it easier.
Yep.
What do you think? We got to come back to
I
you.
have no clue.
Really?
No clue. Yeah, none. Who
That's
do you
a
think?
tough one.
That's a hard one.
That is a hard. Pamela, how did you let this get into our?
And why did you pick that?
I don't know.
This was supposed to be super
I think
easy.
you should have had one in there. Take that out.
These
One
were
of my
very
really
deep.
stupid answers should have been.
That was
should have
deep.
been in
That
there.
was deep.
That's
Really?
I don't know.
I just
I
figured
can't-
we would all have a fast,
Yeah.
quick answer as to somebody that popped in our brains.
No, I
like,
don't have one. That's
you know,
hard.
Oprah.
Like
We
George
might-
Clooney because he's
Reese
the perfect
Witherspoon.
man.
That's my answer.
Okay.
All right.
We gotta
I wanna
close
check
She's
it
that
out.
fine.
All right, with
I
this
like her.
question, we are actually just going to close
we
this
do.
out because I think we're still confused and we're not sure. So, if you guys have some answers, if you guys know who you think that would be your ideal client or our ideal clients that may be a good match for us,
Help me.
help us out. Write it in the comments below. Share the video and see if any of your friends and family have some ideas about it. But for now, we're going to close out our first designer dish. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we're not
Okay.
happy. Yeah. Oh. And so, so much fun. We have some ideas that are planned, guys. So we want you to stay tuned to our channels, our social media. We're going to post all of those things for you to take a look. And hopefully, I guess we'll see you guys soon. What do you think?
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Yes.
Until then,
Bye.
see you guys.
Bye, everybody.
wimpy girly drinks.
So I like
I usually
favorite.
like it in a rock glass too. They put it in a
All right,
rock
so I have
Ew,
favorite.
you drink your martinis in a rock glass?
Just because I don't want a martini glass. Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's true.
I can't even. We hung out on the roof with him.
It's like,
You weren't even hanging out with us. That's the first
Excuse
thing. That's the
me.
first thing. We were
Oh,
hanging
yes,
out.
I was.
We were hanging out on the
We were
roof.
hanging
You weren't there.
Oh, I was there.
No.
I'm
No.
sorry, do you have like a ceramic mug?
That says daddy.
No more drinks. We're done with the drinks. We're done with the drinks. We haven't even got started, y'all. I'm a professional.
Look at the fucking camera when you say it, Pam. Oh, look at the camera.
Do you have a mug? That's a big ceramic mug that says daddy. Maybe a Delft print.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
See, this is why we have to do
Beautiful
that.
professional designers.
Did I go too far?
Look at the camera. Whatever you do. Look at the camera. Tell the people. Your viewer.
I'm better looking good.
Talk to the tubers.
We can't be laughing at this
It's not gonna go
We'll get you more.
Meanwhile, Pam's gonna be like, bring the camera up just a little.
A little.
Now the good news is, the funny part,
Don't get rid of it.
that this camera's been recording.
Oh,